Let's see. IRC telemetry.
So, hello everyone. We are back with our IRC Esports F1, and this is round 11 of Tier 3, and the track today would be Abu Dhabi. The last week was our redo week, unfortunately, because of the issues caused by the game, but today we are back at the continuation of our esports events and we'll be racing at Abu Dhabi today. So, yep, T3 today, I think this tier is pretty famous for having races which are interesting. It can be because of incidents, it can be because of interesting races, results, and there are a lot of reasons like drivers just crashing, the game glitching out. So, yep, again, today as well, I'm expecting a really interesting race in this tier. Let's see what's gonna happen as we'll soon jump to quali. And we're just waiting for the drivers to go in quali. So, yep, we'll be soon going into quali and seeing how the drivers will be performing today. This track is a pretty technical track. It's not very easy to get that lap time right because if you mess up any corner, there's a pretty easy chance to lose a lap time here. So yeah, the drivers really need to be on their edge to get that lap time in and get that track position. Though overtaking is not that difficult, but still, it's gonna be challenging for the drivers to get the results they need today. So as the ready up is out for the drivers today, and SSJ, so will you be commentating with us today?
Yeah, I will fill in for the commentator who's yet to join us. And for those of you wondering who's been talking so much for so long, it's Tanish, one of our most favorite coordinators slash commentators in IRC. I will also be the streamer for the day. So yeah, like you said, expecting a very exciting event spectacle in Abu Dhabi.
Yep. So yep.
Before we go any further, let's go through the track guide.
Yep. Sure.
So it's a 5.28, 1 kilometer, 3.28, 1 mile, 16 turn track, two DRS zones, both very close to each other. Although we don't have a single detection zone, so it will be kind of tricky for a driver to overtake in the first zone because they are at the risk of being taken back in the next one. So let's move on to a Hotlap video provided by yours truly.
Alright then, as we round the final corner, let's go for a lap on board SSJ Assassin of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix circuit. Cross the first box on the right hand side at turn 1. Make sure not to run too wide on exit as you may invalidate your lap. Turns 2, 3 and 4 are completely flat in qualifying, but you may need to lift in the race. As we come down to the newly formatted turn 5, which is now a hairpin, you want to brake as late as possible but also try to make a late apex. coming on to the first DRS straight off the track. Open DRS, a brilliant overtaking opportunity down to the chicane. As you move the car over to the right hand side for the braking zone of turn 6, make sure not to dip the wheels onto the curb as you may lock up. Coming on to the second DRS straight now as we come through turn 8 under the bridge. DRS open once again, an important overtaking opportunity. We saw Max Verstappen and Lewis go wheel to wheel here in 2021 as they come down to turn 9. A sweeping left-hander where it's very, very important to time when you get on throttle or you risk running wide or more. You may spin the car. Coming through turns 10 and 11 which are flat, down to 12 and 13 and 14 which are now reformatted to be a little bit more wider. Coming through turn 15 where we saw Nicholas Latifi bottle the car in 2021, flat through turn 16, and we come to the final corner. Not too much on the curb, and that is a lap of Abu Dhabi.
Yep, right now that was an amazing hot lap that we got today. And right now we are in quali, which is an 18-minute quali. So I would just inform you about the session today. So it will be an 18-minute quali followed by a 50% race. So yep, drivers got a decent time in quali to get their lap time in, which is in contrast with the sprint weekend where there is only one short quali. So yep, drivers can still have 16 and a half minutes as of now to get their lap times in. Right now we are on board with AKQ, who is Rahul Kapoor in IRC server, as he's on his outlap it looks like because the DRS is not on. And right on the right we can see the driver standings in the championship, and it looks like it was pretty close on the top, so there's still a lot of chances for different drivers to come out on the top of the WDC here.
Yep.
And right now, oof, there's a lot of wobbling, SSJ. What do you say about that? Tire weaving before the lap?
For sure. He was probably not pushing it too hard. Okay. Not really sure what happened over there. But yeah, I would say that was tire warming. And yeah, we're on with the Norton influencer right now, who's trailing Destroyer Drag the championship by I think around 30 points. Currently sitting in P2. We saw in the last weekend that Norton influencer put on a massive performance in Miami. He was struggling the first half because he was caught behind another driver, a slow driver. But yeah, after he made a crucial overtake in the safety car window, it was pretty much a dominant performance from him. So as we can see, Norton influencer setting the first lap of the day. I think, yep, it was the first lap. So obviously you can see sector 1 purple, sector 2 purple. Takes a fairly less riskier line through that hairpin. Now on board the double left-hander, it's quite easy to move your car over here just as you exit because of the off-camber nature of the section over there. Through the penultimate corner, almost flat. The last corner, another tricky traction zone. Make sure you stay up the curve. That's a 24-1. So yeah, quite a decent bank lag, don't you think?
Yep, looking at the lap time of driver in P2, it really looks a decent banker lap. But to be honest, SSJ, I think for this track, it's kind of a track where you want to focus more on the race because we have seen how the strategies come into play because of the safety cars, whether it's in real life. Okay, there's something. Someone Destroyer Drag beats Norton influencer lap time by just 1/100th of a second.
Yep.
That was lovely.
So yeah, that pretty much describes how the fight has been between these two since Destroyer Drag joined the league quite late. Oh yeah, pretty close margins. Expecting maybe times will fall down as the session progresses, but the gap I'm not expecting to go down as the actual times do.
Yep, man is unleashing his inner Alonso, I can say, in that Aston Martin. What do you say about that?
Alonso, yeah, definitely Alonso of Tier 3. These drivers easily, unquestionably belong in Tier 2. But yeah, since they joined in Tier 3, that's pretty close there between the two drivers who are not even on a lap right now. So yeah, not shouldn't play too risky. But yes, destroy track, not an influencer, and I think one or two more drivers I had mentioned it in the earlier stream as well. These few drivers are in a league of their own.
Yep,
So,
and like I was mentioning at the start, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but like I was mentioning at the start, this track is pretty much like a race is kind of more important on this track because we have seen in real life or in game, a lot of late safety cars on this track can change a lot of positions.
yep, late safety cars. Yeah, I mean, we have a real life example of that as well. As E-Dog looks like he set a purple sector 1 and just barely was getting a track limit validation. But yeah, the only cause good of safety car here would be, of course, the drivers DNFing, and the nature of the track makes it such a high risk event. So safety cars are a possibility, and E-Dog sets a lap to put him in P8 with a gap of 8 tenths from the leader. So yeah, back to our earlier topic. Yeah, the strategy will be crucial here. I mean, the safest strategy would be medium hard, because hards don't. It takes a bit for them to actually start working, and turns 2 and 3 are quite tricky on tires with less grip. So yeah, mediums would be much more preferable for the race start, considering that factor alone. So so it's a safer strategy.
Yep, I think drivers would be looking for the longer run instead of just taking off the short picture of the race. So yep, there are a lot of things to play for. And right now we are seeing Mohan, who is about to complete his lap, I think. Let's see where he comes out on the leaderboard as he crosses the finishing line, and he goes P8. Yep. What do you say about that lap time? I think it's a decent lap time considering more than 10 minutes are left in quali.
For a banker lap, it was for banker lap. It was okay. I can't say much because the intention in a banker lap is just to set a lap so that you're not at the risk of dropping out. But then on an objective scale, I think he was slipping up quite a bit here and there. So I kind of knew that he was not going to set a top 3 or a top 5 lap itself. But yeah, like you said, 10 minutes still left in this quali. A lot of areas to improve for all these drivers.
Yep, I think this game is like if you get a decent lap time, just a valid lap time at the start of the qualifying, the track improves in a way that you can slightly start pushing your braking point slightly later so that you get that final lap time that you want in the quali. So I guess it's fine for the driver to just get a valid lap time in and then push at max in the final 5 minutes.
Yep, pushing is indeed can get a little tough because, like I said, in turns 2 and 3, like people have said, I mean, in the Hotlap video, our narrator Rachel said that turns 2 and 3 are easily flat out, but then it's actually quite inconsistent, the game. So you need to really take that particular line. Like the margin should be like maybe 10 centimeters to either side. Like if you go beyond 10 centimeters, like you go either too wide or too narrow through turn 2, then it's a definite spin. As not an influencer, I think with old tires sets the fastest lap of the session. I don't think he was these new tires, but anyway, he moves into the 23s with that lap. So inching close to the tier 2 times, tier 1 times actually. He's definitely in the tier 2 zone though.
Yep, these top drivers in tier 3 have really put on really closing the gap to tier 2 peeps. So yep, and I think that lap time was on the news of seeing the tire life on the leaderboard. So yep, that's a decent lap time from him, 4 tenths faster than Destroyer Drag. And as we see, Destroyer Drag is going purple in sector 2. He is on a lap again. Let's see where he comes out. Going through the final two corners. Looks like really tidy line. Going through the final corner. Let's see where he comes out on the leaderboard as he's about to cross the start-finish line. He stays P2. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you can see that in the telemetry, yellow third sector. So, yeah, it's another tricky zone here. You don't really, well, there is one corner where you could potentially lose traction, but then apart from that, it's a really tricky place to gain time because, like I said, the margin which I was talking about earlier, it's a really small margin. Within that margin you gain a ton of time, outside of it you lose a ton of time. So probably what caught out Destroyer Drag.
Yep, and still I think he has at least one more lap in his bag to get that lap time in if he doesn't invalidate in the end. So let's see what he can do. As right now Archit, who is going yellow sectors, I think he has aborted his lap because he doesn't seem to be improving a lot. And let's see, he might just pit at the end of this lap. Yep. He is pitting. So SSJ, if I ask you, like, what are your predictions for the top 3 in quali today? Any guesses?
Well, it's not really a guess that I'm going to make, it's a prediction.
Okay.
It's a prophecy more like, because yeah, the drivers in P1 and 2 right now, I think the order is going to stay the same. Not an influencer in Destroy Track. These two are in a whole other league of their own. Pretty much have been more than 10 seconds apart from 10 seconds off the rest of the grid. I would name 2 or 3 more drivers, but then they're not racing with us today. For example, Goodis Bacon, Shubh Kumar, both Mercedes drivers, I think. Oh no, sorry. Shubh Kumar is a Mercedes driver. Goodis Bacon, I don't know, maybe I think he's a reserve. I think there's another driver, but yeah, we are certainly missing them because there's not many drivers here today who can give a fight to these the drivers in the top 2 positions.
Yep, I agree with that. I do agree with that. That's kind of, yep, I agree with you. That's kind of sort of the 2 drivers who will be on top in quali until we see someone coming like an underdog and just getting that miraculous lap time in. But yep, let's see. Was there a slight wobble from that car?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Ritesh, we all know that he's been, actually driving with those digital controller steering inputs, and he's still able to find a lot of space, even with that kind of input. You can see it here also. It's like completely right or completely left. Yeah, I think he's certainly. I think there has been an incident. Yeah, there we go. That the turn 2 which I was talking about earlier. We've had first spin of the day in that corner, and there's another. There we go. Savagar has lost his front wing entirely. Apart from the damage, there's a high risk of a worse event, what do I say, result from that spinning out, because you end up at the exit of the pit lane exit. So if you stay there for too long, it's a straightaway DSQ, whether it's in the race or in the quali. So yeah, these drivers here have another thing to watch out for.
Yep, and one more thing to add to that is that the ghosting system is pretty inconsistent in this game. So it's a possibility that there's a driver coming out of the pits and a driver spinning just at the exit there, and they might just crash, and there's terminal damage to both of them.
Yep, ghosting. It's very consistent with the game. Sometimes they go, sometimes they don't, and yeah, we've had a lot of drivers waiting in the past over such incidents. So yeah, one more thing, just look at the gap between P4 and P5. 2000s separating
Yep.
the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo.
Yep, drivers look pretty close. In like it's kind of clusters form, you know, the drivers in top two, then drivers in P3, 4, 5 you can say, and then maybe 6, 7, 8. Like these kind of small clusters are there.
Yep, highlights the skill zones, I would say, of these drivers. And we've got P-Dog leading this session, probably a descending due to the cross-platform thing, as Billy Butcher is also going to the pits, probably because slow. Another zone, like I said, as we were talking about, lap invalidations and disqualifications, the pit lane entry. You got to really make sure that you don't touch any of the lines on the inside or outside, because for some strange reason the game decides to give you a warning for that. Another thing for these drivers to watch out for. Yeah, this track, it's actually not very well polished in certain ways.
Yep, you can say it's a lovely track to drive, but at the same time it's scary with the inconsistencies of the development that it got. So the driver's gonna look out for both while trying to push, making sure they don't suffer from those things. Obviously, sometimes it's not in their hand, but they'll obviously want that it doesn't happen to them.
Yep.
So yep.
Most certainly, the drivers.
Sorry to cut you off there, but I like the fact that he's weaving with his DRS on. So is he just trying to check how much grip is there without that rear wing?
Maybe he's just trying to get a little more wheel spin, lesser drag, lesser downforce. So maybe there's some nice science behind it. As I think not an influencer, he's still not started his lap. He's about to go. Maybe we can stay on board him, current pole sitter, as we just 1 minute left with the quali. Probably, most likely, definitely the last lap we will put on today. Makes his way to turn 1. Quite a decent line he's taken through there. Turn 2, turns 2 and 3 does completely goes flat out here, although I think that's because of the traction assist that he's got on. Braking just after the 50-meter board for the hairpin of this turn, hairpin of turn 4. Takes, I think, could have gone with the throttle a little earlier, but yeah, he makes through quite safely as his scoop has retired on track. And we see a dead Alpha Tauri over there at the end of that runoff area. Oh, that's quite a risky thing that Aces Group has done there by retiring on track. The car does not ghost when you retire on track, so yeah, there might have been a collision, but luckily, not influencer did not take the right line through that hairpin. Compromise, probably lost a bit of time, but although he's got 2 purple sectors, 1 and 2, but I'm expecting green sector for 3. Takes quite a bit of that curve through the double left-hander. Not too much of it in that inside through that corner. Goes through the last corner, across the finish line, and just as I predicted, got a yellow sector 3, but improves on his time by 1/10.
Yep, it looks like drivers are not improving a lot.
Take it pull. What a surprise! By 4/10, 400s.
Yep, and that was a really amazing lap from him. Though I was about to say not an influencer's lap was really clean, but Destroyer Track really surprised with that lap. It was pretty close and he literally gave it out all there to get that lap time in.
Yep, all 3 green sectors that way. So yeah, probably sector 3 which got out, not an influencer. I'm thinking maybe he lost 2 or 3 tenths that one sector alone.
Yep, and to be honest, I think Lean Sipper also really did a decent job in qualifying. 3 tenths, I mean, it's still not in like pole, but still I think it's a decent lap.
Yeah, decent lap for P3, but then considering the gap to P2 and 1, yeah, it's maybe an average lap.
Yep, I agree with that. And as we see Swagger Turbo, who was improving around a second on his lap, invalidated it in second sector. So that's why he's still down there. Let's see what he can do in the race now. So would in SSJ, would you like to go through the order of qualifying?
Yep, just wanted to capture the race director here as mandated
Sure.
by admins, and yep, once I'm done with that, we can go through the order of Destroyer Rack on the Aston Martin takes P1 by 400ths, 37 milliseconds from not an influencer in that McLaren in P2. Lean Sipper in the Williams takes P3, Slowy Red, it's a Red Bull P4 and P5. P6 taken by Ritesh Seb in the Alfa Romeo, P7 Billy Butcher and Ferrari, the only Ferrari in the top 10. I mean, the only Ferrari in this grid, unfortunately. P8 taken by AKQ, and yeah.
The rest of the grid will get to notify in the race.
Yep, ignore
Get
this.
to know about that in the race. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah, for those of you who's watching, please ignore the session timer on the top. It's another one of the glitches that the game has got. It's not an early ready up, so there's nothing to fret about, nothing to get frantic either. Yeah.
So SSJ, sorry. Yep. So go on.
I was actually coming to ask a question to you, Atanya. Pete, it's actually quite a surprising shuffle in the top two. I was fully expecting Influencer to take the pole today by a massive margin, but that last sector really caught him out. So, what do you think? It's going to happen in the race between these two.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be close in the race, and I won't be surprised if it goes down to the wire on who'll come out on top between these two. But again, I won't I won't count out the driver who is in P3, who is Lean Sipper, because again, as we discussed earlier, a lot of strategies possible, and late safety cars can help different drivers to just get their pit done at the right time. Like maybe the drivers in front don't get the time to pit, and or maybe they are afraid to lose positions, but the drivers behind just pit and get out on the fresher soft tires and just overtake them in the end. So I won't count out Lean Sipper as well. But again, yeah, it's mostly I'm expecting the top two drivers who are Destroyer Drag and not an influencer, either one of them to come out on top.
Well, fresher tires, we're not really given a choice in this game because in the beginning we get one set of softs, two sets of mediums, and one set of hards. So if you're going for medium hard strategy, you'll only have one set of fresh mediums, and they really start falling off like after 5 laps or so. The softs, you don't even have to say, after 1 or 2 laps they're completely useless. So fresher tires, the fresher tires will only be relevant if you're pitting for a really late safety car, maybe like I don't know, lap 25, 26.
Yeah, but
Beyond
it's
that,
surely a possibility. You can't ignore that.
a possibility, but as a probability, not too high there. But as we have 5 seconds to the race start. The drivers have hopefully ready at their strategies ready. We've got the lights going out any moment now. The lights are out, I think, and we're off. Destroy Drag going for a set of hards, quite an unusual strategy here, but he's got a beautiful start of the light there. Oh, there's a fight going on in turn 1 between the 2 Red Bulls, and I think we've got a beached Mercedes of Swagger Turbo. It's another Williams of Red Bull of slow red also, dropping a lot of positions. But yeah, for most part it's been a clean start, and then we have our first DNF of the race. Hold on. Yep, that's our first DNF, and then we've already got a safety car.
Yep, that DNF was literally on the straight, like on center of that track.
I'm quite unusual to DNF in that part of the track, because I think it surely must have been someone misjudging their braking. Otherwise, there's no way car would DNF there. maybe we can look at, we can see if anybody's got damage. Probably might have been, yeah, slowy red, there we go. No end plate in the front left wing. E-Dog, no front wing at all, entirely lost it. Dead shot on the other hand, clean, mostly clean. Ace scoops also good. AKQ's disabled his telemetry, so can't really see from here, but looks like he's come off the whole, come off unscathed. So yeah, it's just 3 drivers who've taken damage, and yeah, one of them has retired from the race completely.
Yep, that was very unfortunate for Archit, as we see a Red Bull who is slowly red in the pits to change tires and probably the wing as well. Yep, and right now it's E-Dog as well to get that wing changed. But yeah, I think this early safety car gonna play in the hands of Destroyer Drag, because it's gonna surely give him an advantage, because it would give him a lot more time to stay in front of or stay close to not an influencer being on that hard tires, and then when he pits on the softer compound compared to not an influencer, he would be on a charge and he would be at an advantage, like with the less gap to that driver.
Yep, indeed. I wasn't expecting the gap to stretch out in the first few laps between these two drivers at least. But then, yeah, as the time goes, not an influencer might have to pit a lap early, because a little, that extra wear really on the mediums really slows, costs a lot of lap time. But the hards, on the other hand, they can go the extra mile, not lose that much lap time, but actually, you might the lap times will still be dropping by the end. And yeah, if he manages to take them till lap 18 or 19, I think he will be sorted for a win here, provided there's not another safety car.
Yep, I agree. Right now, Destroyer Drag would be just hoping that this safety car extends as much as possible, so that it gives him room to, just keep those hards ready for extending his stint, and maybe in the end just come out on softs. I mean, it might be pretty aggressive to do that, but surely a possibility. Not sure about the probability, as you said, but yep.
So we've got another lap of safety car, probably because E-Dog couldn't join the back on time. But yep, 12 drivers left here. It's quite unfortunate that most of the drivers couldn't make it due to real life commitments, as well as the game. The game itself not loading for them. Well, yeah, I mean, we could attribute the low turnout here because of the drivers getting fed up with the umpteen number of glitches and disconnects that this game has caused for many of our drivers here throughout all the tiers too.
Yep, no one likes being DNF in race, and after practicing for a whole week, and what happens is in the end you just DNF on lap 1, whether it's because of game, whether it's because of any other driver. No one would want that after putting in so much time to prepare for the race. So yep, at least if it's something that was in their control, obviously they would feel the guilt of it, but if it was not in their control, then obviously it feels frustrating.
Yep, frustration. The frustration reached a boiling point here for most of our drivers. So yeah, I mean, I'm guilty as charged, because yeah, it's been tier 1 at least has had so many restarts, so many redos, race redos in this season itself. I think we've had 3 of them so far. Sorry, it's 4 of them actually. I've lost count, I don't know. But anyways, more on that later. Safety cars going in this lap. And yeah, the drivers have started viewing as expected, trying to get temperature as much of it as possible. Destroyer Drag might be having a hard time because those tires don't heat up as quickly as the mediums do. As I think Destroyer Drag has bolted Although the gap between the top two is not as high as I'd expected it to be. Not an influencer on the superior compound at the moment is narrowing that gap down. Oh, we've got another car spinning out of turn one. That's Ace's Scoop in the Haas. There's another car of, I think that's Ritesh. He's another casualty of turn two. The drivers really have to start watching out here. But yeah, the top order, for the most part, the order has remained the same.
Yep, like you said, those are the exact corners that you were mentioning can be tricky sometimes with the game, and we see drivers spinning out there only. So yep, you are exactly spot on with that, and drivers needed to be careful there. But right now, I think Lean Zipper and not an influencer reacted really perfectly to that restart from the destroyer track, and right now Fluoride, who just overtook E-Dog. I don't know what happened there. Did he just let him by?
Yeah, almost looks like it. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, almost looked like it, but maybe E-Dog had a bad exit out of that corner because he looked like he mounted the curb on the outside. So that really slows you down.
Yep, I agree with that, as we see Deadshot, who is fighting Swagger Turbo for that P7 position right now. Swagger is on hard. I think Swagger will not put a lot of fight to Deadshot because obviously he's on a different strategy. He wouldn't want to waste a lot of time in the battle. So yep.
Yep, indeed. Deadshot will be one to, well, how do I say? Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. I'm really sorry about that. But in the meantime, AQQ here on the mediums is going at it, going at Billy Butcher. Shouldn't have mounted that curve there, but luckily I don't think he was on throttle. But yeah, the gap was narrowing down, but it's now back to 310s. I think he's got the toe advantage, or maybe a lower down through setup. I don't know, but he was closing in on him. But yeah, does not take the right line through that. Goes really wide, and that's costing considerable amount of time. 410s almost.
Yep, and as you see, the battle is on for the top two guys, which was kind of expected in the current situation with not an influencer being on the faster tires, and I think he would just try to clear the short track pretty quick because he wants to extend that gap to him. Let's see how much time he'll take to clear him up. I think this lap would be enough if he gets the DRS, and then I think it would be an easy overtake for not an influencer.
Yeah, he has to make it quick because his mediums are slowly dying. They should be losing. The surface should be wearing out by now. He is gaining on destroyed track in the corners, but not enough. Although I think the DRS has been turned on here in this lap. The gap is also closing down. Influencer should be careful to not cross overtake him just yet because he's just crossed the detecting zone. So he should be having DRS right now, provided he keeps the gap close. It should be an easy move for him down this straight. Although battle probably isn't over yet, as I expected. Not an influencer. It was best for him to keep behind him for this DRS zone, because the next DRS zone over here will be crucial for him to make the move. Destroyed track, pumping not as much of DRS as I expected. ERS, sorry. Never mind. He's already down to 64%. So yeah, maybe why he didn't make too much of it. But I think destroyed track has cost enough time to Influencer, because by the end of this race, when he'll be on the superior medium compound tires, he'll have an absolute adventure. And I think, hold on, oh no, destroyed track has binned it. He's binned it out of the second left-hander, and he's lost his wing. Has he? I saw an end plate flying off. I don't know what that was. Oh,
Not sure if he got an damage there, but surely he has messed up his race with that spin, and that corner is pretty tricky on the traction, like very inconsistent, like you said, like other corners like 2 and 3. So even I think he was the one to suffer from that thing, because that corner just provokes you to get on the power quickly, but those Haas, I don't think they were able to keep up with that grip.
Yep, indeed. The hards are not really the most favorable tires for the first stint because the grip is not at all there. As you can see, Mohan MR9 making easy work of not in lean sipper and the first DRS zone. But though lean sipper will have DRS for the next straight, so the exit there out of that chicane will prove to be crucial as Mohan MR9 seems to have built up enough gap to lean sipper to stick to that position as we've got another move being made by Slowy Red on Swagger Turbo once again in that DRS, the second DRS straight. So yeah, quite a quite an active overtaking zone over there, Hartanish.
Yep, surely drivers are really using the opportunities, the DRS before that corner to just close in the gap to the driver in front, just go and overtake, get that overtake done. But yep, destroyed rack, it's pretty unfortunate. I was not expecting that. I kind of wanted an interesting, like kind of a great battle among these top two, but yep, let's see what happens now. Destroyed rack would be really hoping for a safety car which can help him at least close the gap to not an influence and just maybe, you know, try using different strategies, close that gap more. But yep, let's see what's gonna happen as we see the battle is on between, I think it's AKQ and Billy Butcher. AKQ is closing the gap on Billy Butcher, who is on hards. So let's see when he gets that overtake done.
Billy Butcher.
Looks like I'm sorry to cut you off there, but looks like the spin of destroyed rack had really opened up opportunities for a lot of drivers. I don't know how, but it looks like that.
Yep. I'm not really sure if it actually affected the other drivers because he was considerably, far apart from the drivers when he spun and then he was not exactly on the line. But yeah, I don't know what really, if it really affected the other drivers by at all. But yeah, they seem to be keeping at least 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers keeping close to each other. P3 is close to P2, P5 is close to P4. Yeah, it seems like the packs are forming in the pairs. Got two drivers, in fact, two drivers keeping close to each other.
Yep, like we saw in quali, there were clusters of drivers formed who were just pretty close. And being honest, I'm not sure what exactly the pace difference is between the top 3 and Billy Butcher. But he looks in a comfortable position as of now, like if he can keep the pace consistent throughout his hard stint. Then when he'll come out on mediums...
Sorry to cut you off there. Another victim of turn 2 and destroyed rack as well. No.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's...
And...
yeah, he had to do it. There's no way he could have gone. He completely beats his car. And oh, I think we've got a battle going on between P11 and P12, P10. AKQ, Ritesh, or was it AKQ? I don't know. AKQ had spun out, so...
I think it was Ace's Scoop overtaking Deadshot.
Ace's Scoop also made a move on Deadshot. But on the other hand as well, AKQ had spun out. Ritesh, I think, had overtaken him after he spun, but then AKQ got the position. Ooh! What was that? I saw something flying across the track. Maybe an end plate, I don't know.
Looked like an end plate from either Ace's Scoop or Deadshot only. I'm not sure which one. I think it was
I think it is Deadshot. I think it is Deadshot. He's going very slowly. Yeah, there we go. He doesn't have a front left plate. Oh no, he's... AKQ was fainted, completely rear-ended him. Although it doesn't look like he's got damage, you don't know. PS player, his telemetry isn't working. But AKQ just completely went and shunted him, was not expecting... oh no, yeah, he's definitely got damage. He's going wide everywhere. And yeah, destroyed rack, I think, yeah, he's completely ruined his race. Spinning everywhere, left and right.
But he's not enjoying that stint on the hard tires. They really not seem to work in the first. I don't know what's happening to him. I think he's pushing a lot to just, close that gap to not influence. He's not with the grip of the tires that is available. I think, yep, I can understand it, to be honest. It's a mental frustration when you get that first spin. But yeah.
Yeah, not really sure how the other drivers are holding on to the hards. Although there aren't many drivers on the hard tire here at the moment. Yeah, a decent show, a decent, drive being put on by these guys so far who've not pitted. Swagger, although yeah, he had a spin in the first lap, turned another turn to victim. So far, yeah, Billy Butcher and E-Dog, the few drivers who've. Hold on, I think E-Dog had made a pit stop. Yeah, so yeah, he was probably on the mediums. He started on the mediums, but anyway, it doesn't make a difference because it's effectively the first thing because yeah. He had one lap in before probably got damaged and had to pit. But yeah, these two drivers, that was quite a late entry into the into the pit lane. Could have resulted in an incident, as I think we've got a spun, I don't know, that's a Williams? Yeah, that is the Williams of Lean Sipper. He was in P2, but yeah, turn 3 victim, the first victim of turn 3 in this race, I think. But yeah, it doesn't matter, potato, turn 2 and turn 3, both are equally dangerous corners. You have to be really careful when you're navigating them.
Yep, I agree with you. As we see, Swagger Turbo is trying to put on a move on Lean Sipper. Lean Sipper tries to stick on the inside. Let's see who's gonna come out in front. As it's Swagger who's in front as of now, but Lean Sipper will get the DRS, I think.
Yep,
he got the DRS. I think he'll get the move done right now. He's staying there. I think Swagger is using ERS to defend as much as he can. Let's see, they're going side by side through this long left-hander. Let's see if they can stick it. The grip was there. They're still side by side. I think Lean Sipper would come out in front for this corner, this section of the corners. And yep, he's in front of Swagger. I don't think Swagger will let him go easily. He'll stick with him, and let's see what he can do in the next lap and get DRS. As you see, E-Dog is now closed the gap to Swagger. Okay, Lean Sipper has pitted.
Yeah, I don't think actually that Swagger has much to worry about because if things go smoothly from here on out, Swagger has the advantage at the moment because Lean Sipper has to go on to a set of hard tires and Swagger, who's not pitted so far, will be going on to mediums, so he will be on the superior compound by the end of the race.
Yep, he surely will be.
Oh.
And right now, this yellow flag, and again it's destroyed at the same corner on the medium tires.
Oh no, what have you done? Oof, Billy Butcher has been overtaken while we were on board Destroy Drag. So it doesn't look like it was a clean move. Oh my god, what was that? Looks like Slowy Red just gave the position back to him. So yeah, I think Slowy Red probably... Oh, Destroy Drag has retired from the race.
I mean, it was kind of expected after all this. It looks like he really misjudged the grip of level through that section of corners. Not exactly sure what happened, to be honest, but yep, I think he was pushing a bit too much. And this corner, I think you can tell from your experience, not that easy to get right. It's pretty easy to spin the car there.
No. Destroy Drag's retired car is coming out of the pit lane. Let's just hope that he doesn't go and impede it. Yeah, his car is ghosted, so I think good to go.
Yep, as we see, Mohan is also about to take the ghosted car. Yep, he does easily. I don't think there was a lot of an issue there. Yep, as you see, that car is retiring. And Ritesh pits. I think he'll be going on the hard
penalty. Sorry to cut you off there. He's got a 3-second penalty, but that's probably because of that reason which I had mentioned earlier. Just barely went over that white pit line, the pit entry line, and yeah, they should really avoid doing that. As Billy Butcher, who's he's definitely playing DRS games. It was pretty apparent that he lifted off before the braking zone. So we got 4 cars sticking close to each other. Billy Butcher, Slowy Red, right from P3 to P6. So E-Dog trying to go for a move down the outside of Swagger, but wasn't able to complete it. His ERS tank is completely empty. He's on 1 lap fresher tires compared to Swagger Turbo, and yeah, he's still not able to make much of the situation.
Yep, and it looks like only 3 drivers who are on mediums are left to pit. It looks like they're trying to extend their stint, just for. No, I think. Did they pit? I'm not pretty sure.
At the
I
moment,
think they did.
it's just 4 drivers who've not pit yet. P1 to P3 and P5. Funnily enough, it's 2 drivers in the mediums who are still yet to pit.
I am not pretty sure because I saw that McLaren in the map. It just came out of the pits. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's updated or not, but I think he. Can we go on board with not an influencer for a sec, just to confirm which tire he's on?
Tanya, I just had to attend a phone call, and we'll get back to you in a bit. As we can see, E-Dog going for a move on Swag Turbo on the first DRS zone. Still not over yet though, as Swagger, the gap between these two is not sufficient enough. Maybe it is. No, Swagger is not dumping his DRS here. Because I'm pretty sure that he's feeling confident about his performance so far. Because E-Dog doesn't seem to be gaining much in him. So if things go the way they are, E-Dog already low on ERS as Swagger completely goes and rear ends him. Hopefully has not picked up any damage. We'll get to see probably by the end of this lap, as Swagger does not go into the pit lane. So yeah, he's not gotten any damage, or even if he did, he must be thinking of extending his stint for a bit longer, because he's got probably another 4 or 5 laps left before he will go onto the medium tires. So yeah, Tanya, if you could do me the pleasure of repeating what you had said earlier, because I just got a phone call and couldn't really hear what you said.
Yep, it's really fine. No worries about that. I was just asking. I saw McLaren coming out of the pits, so can we just go on board with McLaren of Northern Influence and confirm which tire he's on?
Well,
Is he on medium still?
the McLaren has not pit yet. He's still on 14 lap old mediums. He's approaching the lapped car of this dead shot. So I don't know. Maybe he could go for another lap, provided he's within the RS. I don't know.
Yep. I think he's just trying to see if there's a safety car possibility in lap 15 or something. But okay. That was. I mean, I'm really not sure what happened there, but yep, they were just trying to stick to their line, both the drivers, not to, cause any crash. I think it was just fine. At least it didn't crash, so that's good.
Yep. Slow Billy Butcher just, slingshotted past Slowy Red on the outside. Yeah, easily the better line that Slowy Red had. Billy Butcher had taken. But yeah, now that Red goes into the pits to get rid of those old, weary tires. Yeah, the second stint, we'll see how favorable it is to him as he goes on the medium tires again. What's happened?
That's interesting. Did he go on mediums,
Hold on.
really?
Let me check. I might have got him confused with someone else. Slowy Red. Oh yes. Oh, okay. Never mind. He had already pitted for the hard. He started the race in the hard. So yeah, he can go on the
I think
mediums.
he really got his strategy spot on if he can capitalize on these tires, because he pitted, I think, at the start of the safety car, with the first safety car, from hards to mediums, and then again used that stint to pit for the mediums again.
Yep. He just has to pray that someone ahead of him makes a mistake, because 5 seconds is a bit of a stretch. I mean, considering that it's drivers like Lean Sipper and well, I mean, he is effectively in P3 at the moment. I'm sorry, P4, because yeah, there are still 3 drivers ahead who have to pit, or maybe E-Dog doesn't have to because he's already made a stop. So tire management, if he decides not to pit, he'll have to manage his tires really well. But apart from that, yeah, he's two more drivers at least have to pit. Just as I said, Billy Butcher goes into the pits to bolt on fresh set of mediums. Although, if you ask me, it's a little too early for that because he will lose a lot of lap time by the end on those old weary mediums.
I think he just wants to extend that medium stint. Maybe he was just thinking that he would like to stay on the faster tires longer with that low fuel load on the car. So I think he's just trying to, he's just. I'm not sure if it's overestimating or under. Oh, I'm not sure. I think it's just fine. I think 10 laps mediums can go around 12 laps, not 10 exactly, 12 laps.
I mean, sure, you can go around, but then you won't have any pace. But yeah, we'll see. We've still got half the race left to go. 11 drivers still on the track. Yeah, still, it's only these two drivers over here who are close to each other. The Red Bull of Mohan and the Williams of Linsetter.
And I won't be surprised if Slowy Red in the end goes on to overtake Linsetter as well, because right now he's driving really fast compared to those two.
Yeah, go ahead, go on.
Yep, he's going really fast, and right now he's already behind Mohan, and once he clears Mohan, then it would be Linsetter for him. Wait, am I misjudging? Yep, no, he's going fast. Yep, he's going really fast. So there's a battle between Mohan and Linsetter.
The gap was... Sorry to cut you off there, Tanya, but yeah, I was just adding to your point earlier. The gap was 5 seconds and it's been narrowed down to just 3 seconds. So either he's dumping all of his Yaris. No, he's not. He's still got 59%, close to 60 left in the tank as Slowy Red puts on the fastest lap of the day at the 127.16. So yeah, the podium is still on the cards of a Slowy Red. Even a P2, if you ask me. Because the gap is really starting to come down.
Yep, I agree with you. As we see, all the top 3 who were running on hards have pitted, and now everyone is in their net position where they were expected to be. Now it's time for their pace and the tire advantage, whatever they got, and put it all and just see where they can finish at max on this race. Right now, there's a battle going on between Mohan and Linsetter for P2. Northern Influencer is in a comfortable lead, almost a corner ahead, almost a straight ahead, if not a corner, a straight ahead compared to the drivers behind. So let's see. Slowy Red, yep, I'm expecting him to finish P2. Billy Butcher is also running fine. I think he'll be under attack from E-Dog soon, who's only almost a second behind. Yep, apart from that, it's kind of just going fine up, apart from Swagger Turbo, who is just sticking with E-Dog,
But he's also got a penalty. He's got 3 seconds, I think. So, yeah, that will probably, hurt him.
Surely it will come into the play. Yep, I agree with you, SSJ. And right now, it's kind of a battle of a midfield driver because the drivers behind are pretty too far and the driver in front is also pretty too far. So it's kind of a midfield sandwich, which is just in the battle.
Midfield, I don't know. These guys are on the podium. Can't really say midfield. But yeah, there is. It's just these two drivers in P2 and 3, and then Swagger and E-Dog fighting at the moment. But the Swagger Turbo, although it's not really a battle because he's got a 3-second penalty, unless he forces E-Dog to go make a mistake and get a penalty himself. But these two are going at it. And no holds barred, going really close to each other, almost at the point of banging wheels. But Mohan is completely dumping his ERS down to almost 17%, going side by side through that hairpin. Linsetter still sticking to the inside. It looks like Mohan has managed to fend off that Williams and live another day. I think Billy Butcher's made a mistake because now we've got 3 drivers in this pack. E-Dog, Billy Butcher, my bad. Billy Butcher has probably lost a lot of time, or maybe they were close from the beginning. I don't really know. But yeah, we've got another spicy battle today for us folks.
Yep, I think Billy Butcher was around second clear of E-Dog, which has closed down to 0.3 seconds now. So yep, E-Dog has really closed in that gap and is now trying to get that move done on him. And Swagger is also involved in that battle, so it's gonna be pretty spicy for sure. And let's see how it goes as we see Slowy Red, who is a second behind Linsetter, who is less than a second behind Mohan. So it's like a 3-2-3 pair. Like how should I say it? 3 driver pairs, 2 3 driver pairs. Yep. So
E-Dog, oh, quite cleverly he lets Billy Butcher go ahead and take that, take the white line first because he will have DRS for the next straight. Played quite the smart move over here, but Billy Butcher probably not dumping his DRS, so concedes this battle. Oh, Swagger also thinks about it, tries to make a move around the outside, but thinks better of it and decides to fight it out for another day. This zone will be crucial here because we earlier did see Swagger diving, going on the brakes a little too late and rear-ending another driver. I think that was E-Dog. He makes a wise decision here to not go for it too late. Swagger, I know, probably in the last corner brake a little late. Billy Butcher brake too early. They were almost at the risk of colliding. Swagger has made a big mistake going on and braking on that outside curve into turn 1. He's lost a lot of time and won't have enough of gap to try for a move on Billy Butcher.
yep, as we can see, there's a lovely battle going on between 3 cars. One is for P2 and one is for P5. So it's gonna be really interesting on who will come out where in these battles. And right now, as you said, Swagger, I think Swagger is kind of trying to just be a little bit more aggressive, and because I can see him from past few corners, he's really braking a lot later than Billy Butcher. I think Billy Butcher is just trying to brake early, get that exit right instead of the entry, which is kind of a traditional way of approaching corners, if I'm not wrong. But yep.
It looks like Swagger may be trying to force the 2 drivers ahead to make a mistake because Swagger is the only. Mohan picks up a 3-second penalty, so that potentially puts him out of the podium places. Swagger is probably trying to force Billy Butcher or E-Dog into making a mistake. But it looks like E-Dog has comfortably made it out of the DRS of Billy Butcher. So the Ferrari driver not having a really good day. Goes way too wide in turn 2. The gap has come down quite considerably from 6/10 to 3/10. It will be another move coming up for Swag Turbo here. Goes really close to that diffuser. Already pumping his DRS, dumping his DRS, I'm sorry. Goes alongside the Ferrari. Will he be playing any DRS games right now? I don't think so because Swagger was ahead of him at the entry of that chicane there. But Billy Butcher will definitely have DRS for this second. Erratic movements being made by the driver and ahead of that Mercedes. He's still keeping alongside to that Ferrari, but although Billy Butcher has made. Swagger has left the session.
And finally the game, that's bugs coming in. I'm not sure if it was the game issue or Swagger got disconnected because of power loss, but no one would want that in such a lovely battle. And and it was looking like Swagger was literally flirting with that rear diffuser of Billy Butcher from past few corners. Looked like he would stay ahead after that overtake, but no. Billy Butcher really perfected his line for the exit of that chicane and really got him with the help of DRS and ERS he must be having. So I think the battle is lovely. I would just be wanting Swagger to connect back quickly so that we can continue with that battle not let the gap increase a lot.
It's already increased quite considerably. Look at that, it's already down to almost 2 seconds. So count Swagger out of this battle for P5, P6 now. I mean, he's already got 3 seconds of penalties to his name, and gaps also increasing as Slowy Red and Lean Sipper are going at it again. Slowy Red, on the fresher mediums has made quite an easy work of Williams. So almost looks like Lean Sipper had given up on this P3 here.
Yep, it looks like that, and right now it's looking not good for Swagger because while talking to him, it doesn't look like he's gonna join quick, and not an influence has left the session. Oh
Ha.
my god,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening, but
Yeah, I mean
I
he's got a comfortable lead, so I don't think it'll affect his race too much. But depends on when he joins back because yeah, when he does, Mohan should at least he shouldn't be too close to Mohan. Otherwise, yeah, he'll have a really tough time trying to get away from him.
Yep, it surely will. And right now, let's see what's gonna happen. I think, okay, if I just saw the gap reduced by a second, and okay, the laps are only 5 laps are left, but I'm really not sure what's gonna happen seeing the drivers being so close now because it's reducing massively from the drivers in P2, 3, 4. So, and Slowy Red, who was on fresh mediums, has overtaken Lean Sipper. Right now, there's a battle between Aces Scoop and I think it was AKQ.
Yep, AKQ and Ace Scoop going off against each other. Yeah, it's actually the first time not an influencer joined and left the session.
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably
I'm not exactly sure what's happening there.
probably because he was not able to take control of his car. We've all experienced it. So yeah, I just hope that he returns to the session as soon as he can because
Seeing the gap closing,
yeah.
yep. I'm sorry
4
to cut you, but
seconds.
seeing the gap closing that fast, I'm really hoping for him to join pretty quick because no one would want to lose a race because of the game issues. I just want that he joins pretty quick, and I mean it won't be very fair. I mean there are a lot of unfair things happen in the season with this game, but it will be very unfair for him to lose like that.
So I second that, Tanya, because yeah, we've all, I mean, we as tier 1 drivers ourselves have been victim of the unfair things that the game does to us. Not to
Yeah.
mention our fair share of hackers in the game. And oh no, I think who was that? That was Mohan. Yeah, that's his hopes for the podium completely down the drain.
Yep, it looks like that. Slowy Red is in P2 now with a 1 second lead over line in Zipper.
Where did he come from?
Billy Butcher, not the ideal place to go for a move because you want DRS for the next straight, but who will get DR? I think, okay, yep.
Well, I don't think it will matter either way because Mohan's on really old meat hards and Billy Butcher also on old mediums, but then yeah, I think it's at the point where both tires have equal pace.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, I think Billy Butcher has made that move stick. But meanwhile, the two Williams are close to each other. Team orders or not?
Well, I really can't say. I mean, it's a fight for podium now. So it's up to them to decide who will get the podium.
Oh man.
Okay, there's already team orders.
Yeah.
I think it's just for E-Dog to try and get Slowy Red by the end of the race because of pressure set of mediums compared to Slowy Red. 2 laps younger. Medium tires. Do you think he can get it?
There's no question. I mean, E-Dog has put on quite the performance here. Look at that. He's gained 7 positions in from the start since the beginning of the race. And not an influencer has left the session again. Oh my god.
It's not looking good. It's really not looking good with the gap.
Not at all looking good for him. But although from the championship perspective, he will only lose 5 points 5 points to what he should have gained from this race. I'm not really sure again what's going on here because Lead Zipper looked like he gave the position to E-Dog, but then now he's just getting it back. Yeah, it's actually quite difficult to make out what's going on here, but certainly not helping their case because the gap to Slowy Red was coming down, but now it's going back up. One of these drivers has to give way, and so that the other can potentially get that P2.
Yep, I think it's looking like a Mercedes to 2017 Hungary situation where Hamilton. Okay, yep. Bottas just allowed Hamilton to overtake and try to get those Ferraris.
Oh no.
And if not, then obviously they'll change the positions again before the end, maybe. Not sure. But for
What's
not an
happened?
influencer right now,
Oh no. That's Mohan M9 again. Oh!
yep, there's no grip. The tires are overheating. The front wing is also not there, so yep.
that kind of caught me off,
But I am right now, I'm sorry to cut you off there, more worried about not an influencer because he's less than a second behind. Slow Rate's less than a second behind him, and it won't take him time to overtake him now. This is not something, even Slow Rate would not want to win like that, but really, no one can help it right now.
I mean, I don't think he should complain too much because all's fair in love and war, and this is war. Although in the grander scale, Slowy Red is nowhere in the to fight for in contention for the championship. But yeah, he'll take what comes his way. Swagger
Yep.
Turbo, on the other hand, is on fresh set of softs, probably going for the fastest lap, attempting for one at least. And not an influencer, is just dropping like a rock in the ocean.
Yep,
Yeah.
and soon he would be out of podium places as
Yeah.
he is already. Oh my god, dude, no one would want that. I mean, that's really unfortunate. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. It's just not in his hands. I mean, he just has to accept his fate today. That was really good performance from him, but again, this is something that was not in his control. And right now, as we see, oh, sorry to cut you off there. Slowy Red, I was just saying Slowy Red is in P1 as of now, followed by Lean Zipper and E-Dog in P3. So both the Williams are on podium positions.
Yep, E-Dog is, I was actually coming, saying that E-Dog's got a lot of pace, compared to the other drivers, the two drivers in front of him, but yeah, he seems to be suffering at the moment. They're probably at the point where the mediums are starting to fall off. He also does not have enough ERS to swear, although looks like his teammate is helping him, helping both of them actually get close to Slowy Red, while also keeping E-Dog within that DRS range. Yeah, maybe still has a slight advantage in the corners, in some corners at least. Probably he might be suffering the slower ones where you'd need the most traction. You need traction the most, but yeah, Lean Zipper once again having those desync issues as before. It looks like Destroy Drac has returned to the race, so yeah, it's a good sign for him. He's still got hope to get a podium here.
Yep, it's last lap as we see, and it's the only time he can go on that podium place. And the happen is he got just too aggressive there. His just his braking, went on that curb brake, didn't have that grip to stop. I think it's not possible now to get that podium now because the drivers in front are kind of on fresher tires, at least E-Dog, and he would not let him overtake, actually because he can protect Lean Zipper as well, and both the secure podiums for both of the Williams. So yeah, not a lot of corners as well left to overtake. It was unfortunate for not an influencer, but yeah, he has to stick with that.
Just that one crucial moment where the whole thing could have changed for him, but unfortunately, it was a massive mistake. As we are seeing a familiar spectacle of a Red Bull taking the win in Abu Dhabi to fit, and I'm sorry about that. Slowy Red is the winner of the Abu Dhabi, the season 10 Abu Dhabi Tier 3 race. Lean Zipper takes P2. It's a Williams P2 and P3. Not akin to what we get to see in real life. Not an influencer after an unfortunate series of events, still manages to salvage a P4 If not for that mistake that he made at the end of the first DR straight, could have been P3. Billy Butcher takes P5. Ritesh takes P6. Swagger Turbo drops to P8 after incurring that 3-second penalty, although is only off P7 by 2 tenths. So yeah, maybe could have done something about that. Mohan MR9 crosses the finish line with the fastest lap right now. Although AKQ, we still have AKQ who's got purple sector 1 and is green and purple in sector 2. Who will he get fastest lap? No, he doesn't. I don't know by how much of a gap he missed out. It's just a 10th, but yeah, less than a 10th actually.
But moves up ahead of Lean Sipper in the leaderboard. Not Lean Sipper, I'm sorry, Mohan.
It's AKQ.
Oh, yep, AKQ moved ahead of Mohan after crossing the line.
Yeah, probably because of the penalties.
Yep.
Yeah, Deathshot on the other hand, casually cruising around in his intermediate tires. Maybe ask the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi to do a bit of cloud seeding to bring about some rain, some wet weather to spice up a little bit of that action. But he donates a bit of his front left to finish off his race and finish off with the points as well.
Yep, that was kind of an eventful race today. I mean, a lot of stuff happening. I really don't know if I should say this, but did we just jinx the top 2 drivers not in influence and destroy a track about their wins? Because both of them were out of the podium only. Forget about the win. So, yep, that was something we would not want, and that was not our intention. It was just our job to commentate on the drivers. So, if there's anything, we are sorry for that. But yep, I would just say thanks for an eventful race today. I think it was really enjoyable race to watch as a commentator. What's your say on that?
I wish that we had a few more drivers today. That's the one thing I'm pretty sad about, because Tier 3 has been known to be a jam-packed grid. The average attendance throughout the season has been 18, if I'm not wrong. But today we witnessed a dismal turnout. But from what we saw so far, yeah, it has been quite an enjoyable race. Quite unfortunate for Destroyer Track as well as not an influencer though. But then it shouldn't affect them too much in the in the drivers' standings. So yeah, that's at least one thing going for them.
Yep. It's time to bring the podium finishers into the comm box and just ask them how was their experience with the race today. Surely they will have a lot to answer, because that was kind of an eventful race for all the 3 drivers, if I'm not wrong. So yep, it's time to bring them here. And I'll just be dragging the podium finishers quickly.
On it.
Yep, thank you for that. I think we still have Red, who needs to be dragged in the comm box. I'm not seeing him in any VC as of now. Okay, I think in the meantime we can start with our P2 and P3 guys. So, yep, E-Dog, are you there with us?
Yes, sir.
So, finishing P3 today, I think first of all you must be happy that both Williams got on the podium today. So, yep, congratulations on that. And yep, just walk us through your race. How was it? How much did you enjoy it? Because you really had to do a lot of overtaking done to get on that podium.
Yes, thank you so much. And first of all, congratulations to Lean Sipper. That was a Williams masterclass on strategy over there. And individually, the qualifying was bad. I started in P10, and because mid-quali I got disconnected, so I couldn't post a second lap, which I was good on, but I got disconnected. But starting from P10, I knew that it's going to be a long race and I'm going to have a lot of overtakes, and people kept spinning, and I had to change my wing in the first lap itself. So I got to take on the hards after that, and I could go long. So that worked out for me. And me and Lean towards the end, we had a bit of, you go first, okay, then I will take over. Then he took over, and we stuck with that till the end. And yep, that got us the Williams podium.
Was it kind of like a Mercedes 2017 Hungary situation where you just let Lane Skipper just let you by so that you can just try to get a move done on maybe Slowy Red, and then later you just let him by because it was just pretty too difficult to get that done?
It was sort of like that because I was on fresh mediums and he was on old hards. So at the end, I had the pace, but we were still not getting, and then we were quite close to each other within DRS. Even if I was overtaking him, he was in my DRS. Then when he was overtaking me, I was in his DRS. So we kept switching, and we were both on our team voice chat. So we kept coordinating. Okay, you go now. Then on the next DRS, okay, I'm getting the pace. So okay, you go now. So we coordinated that way, and we managed to get out a double podium. We could have probably attacked for the first, but it was, I guess, a bit too much in the end to do.
Yep, but again, it was a really good race from you both. So yep, congratulations for that P3 today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So now moving on to our P2 driver, who is Lean Skipper. Lean Skipper,
Yep.
are you available with us?
Yep.
So I think as EP10 mentioned, there was a lot of coordination happening between you guys on how to maximize the points today. So
Yep.
maybe I would just ask you on how was your race today?
I think it was pretty good. I kind of regret spinning out on, I think, the 5th or 6th lap it was. I think it was 3 or 4 laps after the safety car had ended. And I think that cost me my first win today, as there were a lot of instances in the race with Destroyer track DNFing and not an influencer having, I guess, problems with his internet. And I'm so sorry. Congratulations to Slowy Red, first of all, for taking that win. Amazing job by him. And yeah, it's just good race, good points for the team, of course. And I'm very happy. My teammate and I always spoke about that double podium, and we have it today. And just superb result. And I think we both kind of turned our race around with my teammate saying that he qualified P10, and me having that spin. And I think a double podium is absolutely amazing in that regard. So yeah, good job. And plus, like, the coordination we had today was absolutely on point. There was no panic. We were cool and calm, just coordinating, letting each other by, and just holding positions to the end. That's it.
Yep, it just shows how useful it is to stick with your driver in the VC and coordinate the races. Can just maximize the results for the team and for yourself as well. So,
Yes,
yep.
of course.
That was really good. And I think there was a point where not an influencer, when he joined back at the last lap, he was pretty too close to overtake. What happened there? What were you thinking exactly?
We initially had, so in the last 1 or 2 laps, I guess my teammate and I weren't talking, as we had coordinated enough, and we wanted to have, like, you can say, a little battle to ourselves. And suddenly we saw my teammate said that not an influencer has joined. So we kind of decided to hold back and just hold positions so that we don't take any risks on the final lap with so much deck being there, and of course it being the final lap with all the adrenaline running and stuff. So we just didn't want to take any risks at the end.
Yep, that was really good, to be honest, today. Yep, and even we as commentators really enjoyed the race and your performance. So yep, great job today. Congrats on the podium.
Thank you.
And now finally moving on to our race winner, Slowy Red. So, Slowy Red, are you available with us?
Yeah.
So, I think the first question I would ask you is that after getting the damage at the start of the race, and I think you just jumped from hards to mediums, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah. I switched to double medium.
Yep. So, was it planned? Were you really thinking of that strategy on just quickly using that safety car and getting that 2 medium stint strategy?
Not really. My main strategy was hard to mediums, but I clipped the curb on turn 2 and unfortunately lost my wing. So I had to go on double medium strategy.
Yep, it looks like it really worked for you well today, and I think the pace you showed was also really good. So just give us a glimpse of the race and how was it, like how were you getting that overtakes done and what were you thinking exactly? Because I think you saw when not an influencer disconnected, so you must be seeing that gap closing in so quickly. It was reducing more than a second per lap. So what are you thinking? You must have thought there's a race impossible easily.
Yeah, I was just trying to finish the race because I was losing my rear end almost all the turns. But my race engineer helped me a lot win the race. So yeah,
Yep,
it was a
that
really tough race. I was just hoping to get some points after lap one, but a win is nice.
that was really good. And again, congrats on that P1 today.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep. So SSJ, I think that's all for our podium interviews. Anything you would like to add?
Uh, just would just like to congratulate all the podium finishers of the day, and yeah, hope that you put a decent bit of practice in to the next race, because we will be in Austria, and it's a track which is familiar to most of our drivers here. So I'm expecting whoever's taking part to be, you know, on par with each other. Um, so yeah, they've got quite a Herculean task ahead of them. Yeah, just wishing them congratulations and all the best.
Bro, I wanna give a shout out to my race engineer, Regional.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think
While we're at it, I would also like to apologize to him for what I did to him in Saudi.
I think there's a lot of confession channel right now going on here. But yep, Rajnail, that was really good from you as well in helping Red secure that P1 today. So yep, good work to you as well. So I think SSJ, it's time to end our stream now. So would you take the honors?
Yep, would quite a good race that we had today. We had our fair share of overtakes, a few crashes, a lot of spins, unfortunate disconnects and DNFs, voluntary retirements from a few drivers. Yeah, but it's all part of the action. It's all part of the game. Um, so, yeah, but it has been an entertaining event for the most part. But it's only the weekend still not over. The action in Abu Dhabi is still not over, because we've got tiers 2 and 1 coming up, starting at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. So be sure to stay tuned for that, and follow us on our social handles. The links are in the description below, and if please make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep track of all our events. And if you're into the racing action as well, please make sure to join our Discord. Once again, the link is in the description below. We also have an ACC league currently going on. We're 5 rounds into this season 7, although we've only had like 2 or 3 streams so far. But yeah, next race will hopefully be streamed. We will be live in which track is it? It's Silverstone. Yep, Silverstone. So yeah, another race to watch out for in the GT3 scene. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned in for that as well. But for now, it's your streamer for the day, Dan. So the Sir SSD Assassin. I'm not going to say Dan anymore. Sir SSD Assassin, and for the commentator, Tanish, aka Tanya, signing off. Good night.